welcome him. Vulkari 64, what's going on? Vulkari 64, what's going on?
Oh yes, we have to make sure we're pronouncing it right.
Vulkari 64.
Oh yeah.
How's it going, guys?
Midwest fans, you know?
Yeah. So, introduce yourself, you guys. For
yeah, who are you guys?
Yeah, who are each of you guys?
Who is Vulkari 64?
Vulkari.
I'll start with yours. Oh, I guess my name's Adam, and make some synthwave music. This is John, and of course, we had to pay a lot of money to put this robot, Rain Resonant. But yeah, we've kind of put together some like synthwave and like retro wave, and kind of fusing together some different like genres and influences, and making music that we like to make, and hopefully other people like to listen to.
Awesome.
Hell
awesome.
yeah. I mean, it's been a good time for us, man. We love it, man. Your guys' music is a vibe, dude. Each track puts you in a different place, but paints such an awesome picture, dude. You guys are musical artists, I would say.
Not just artists.
Artists.
Gotta get that Jeff's kiss on the end.
Yeah, man.
So what is Vulkari 64? Where did the name come from? What does that represent to you guys?
Well, just like everything that we do, it's a mashup of just a lot of different things that we're interested in. It started out with just me and Adam, and then we took John on as a third. And him and I were just talking about things we like. I came up with I like the sound of Atari. And I really like the V because it makes it stand out. The 64 we kind of tagged on the end because it sounds like a game console, and we all love those retro games and things. Don't say you don't.
Like one of the influences, like the ideas we had. Have you guys heard of why am I blanking on it? What's it called? Polybius. You heard of urban legend Polybius?
No.
Well, supposedly, like, in the 80s, there was like an arcade game that was put out by the CIA and would like make people feel nauseous or whatever.
Oh yeah!
Oh my God! Yeah.
And so
wow.
I know, like in the 80s, there was a whole bunch of failed game consoles. And so we kind of we were trying to come up with, I don't even know, or we were like, oh, what if we like pretended our name was based off of like some defunct like game console. Put out this game,
awesome.
People made Polybius or something. And anyways, we haven't written our whole lore. Kind of gave up on that, but it was a cool name.
Let's just start making the music.
Yeah. It's one of the future artistic projects, whether it might be an actual video game system that takes over your mind, or like a movie that a film that talks about somebody's journey with this Vulkari for console. There's a lot of room, but if you guys have any suggestions, let us know.
That's actually really cool. I always love some lore. I love a cool story. It just adds like a fantasy element to what you're doing, and that way, like every song you're listening to, it takes on a whole different meaning when you know that there's some kind of like lore and like idea behind it.
The story's still being written.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it's still being, but that's crazy because we didn't even know about that weird game
until a couple
recently.
Months ago. Yeah, we
like
on that.
Angry video game nerd supposedly found one in some warehouse.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. Don't know if it was real.
Introduction to it, actually.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't think there's any that actually exist, but yeah, if they do, I definitely want to try that out.
I mean, that's so cool, man. I love it. Like a defunct game system. That's such a cool concept, dude.
Yeah,
and it's so fitting.
Yeah.
And it's so fitting with your guys' music too, though, because it's like it's futuristic, but it's nostalgic. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, this is something that was lost in the 80s. Where did this come from? You know what I mean? It's sick. I love it.
And if you listen to the intro of the Split album, the first track, Acadia Sunrise, there's a little clip in there of like an advertisement supposedly from the game console where it says, "Vulkari for entertainment system, make virtual reality real reality." So,
Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
my God, dude!
that was
Yes.
just the start to like tease at it.
Well, and I did get as far as like even before we had I guess we had just started the band, but I made like in like Adobe After Effects. I made like a weird kind of console like startup screen with this weird like
Yeah,
sound,
yeah.
and then ran it through my parents' old VHS like cassette tape, like messed it all up.
Nice.
I think it's
That's
on
awesome.
our YouTube channel somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
Hell
it is.
yeah.
Even at the
Okay.
beginning of like each of the videos for each track
Yeah.
on Stars.
Dude, that's so sick.
That is
yeah,
really
you'll
cool.
see it. Yeah, on any of the videos, we put it as like a tagline, even if we don't use the weird like sound. But
Nice.
Oh,
as
that's
far
awesome.
as yeah,
Yeah,
And
we'll
I mean,
be
you
checking
can
out
logo
some
on the
videos
side
of
Yeah,
yours.
yeah, and
yeah.
yeah, guys, like definitely stay around. We're gonna be checking out some of these videos a little bit later on and getting into some of this music, man. So we're talking about the music. You know, how did you guys get into making this kind of music? Because like from what I heard, you guys didn't start off making this style of music.
Yeah, we heard a rumor of
We
something
heard a
totally
rumor that it was
different.
something totally
Well,
different.
It all started in like an old church in the woods of Maine making bluegrass.
Wait, what?
I'm sure people are listening right now, like, wait, didn't
I'll
expect
let
that.
you guys do
That's a turn.
Yeah, so there's this old chapel next to my house. It's called Harmony Hall, and it's beautiful. It's never used. It's owned by a garden club. And so I was like, we should start doing music in there. So I brought Adam over and we're jamming out, playing some indie tunes and folk stuff and little bluegrass. And Adam sets there up his banjo, and he's like, have you ever thought about playing synthwave? So
That's
he's
so
been
awesome.
working with Rain here. They met on Craigslist, and they twisted my arm and played some electronic music. And I tell you, I've never looked.
That's awesome, man. That's so awesome.
Now,
And
had
so-
you guys had any experience individually making electronic music before you jumped into making synthwave together?
Obviously, Rain has. He had a bit of experience. I used to make like kind of a weird mix of like acoustic music, but I was using FL Studio, which
Okay.
isn't really meant for like doing that kind of thing. And so
Yeah, that's a
I kind of
good
started to get into electronic music by accident because I would be like, all right, well, I can record guitar, and then I could try to figure out how to record a bass guitar, or I could use a synth bass or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And so I started incorporating more synth sounds into my into the music I was making, and then I really started to fall in love with kind of both like synthwave and a lot of the kind of revival music, revival '80s, like a lot of the kind of indie dream pop bands that came out like from 2010 to 2020. Like you have the Beach Fossils, Wild Nothing, Always.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
And so it kind of was like, I guess a couple years ago, I thought, I really like this. I feel like I want to work with somebody. And so I put out an ad on Craigslist. And we're up here in the middle, of Maine. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to find. But somehow, we're not too far from this guy, Rain, who puts out amazing electronic music.
Yeah.
And
I
so,
was
so it's kind of like I had sent him an idea for what actually would eventually turn into a trip. And he took it and just like took it to another level. And so I guess it's my experience with the genre, with electronic music. I feel like I've learned a lot just working with John and Rain for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And there's always something new to learn in this, you know what I mean? And it's cool when you, I love meeting other people that play like live instruments and come from that kind of world and come into this. Cause it's always such a different approach, you know what I mean? Depending on what people play. Like I got a lot of friends that are drummers that make this stuff and it's like, they approach it from like a rhythmic way. And it's like, oh wow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like people hear different clefs. Like you hear the bass clef, the treble clef, like, you know what I mean? So it's cool seeing how you guys bring it to this world and how it evolved your music.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about you guys like being a trio. Like how do you guys make that work? Like what do each of you bring individually when you're creating your music? What do you feel is your like expertise or your little, you know, sprinkle of magic that you throw together when you guys are making a track together?
Well, I would say I didn't know a lot about the DAW. I didn't know a lot about electronic music before I started working with these guys. So it's been really cool to learn the DAW, learn different synths, and really expand to that world. For me, it's been like a whole new thing, being able to have that amount of control and being able to edit things after you play them. It's just been a whole thing. It's been really exciting. Rain is just awesome with anything with drums or like sound engineering. He's really a master of like taming the waves, you know, the loose end of the sound and honing that really,
Hell yeah.
you know, well mixed art. I think Adam is really good. And in addition to the stuff he does on guitar and the synths that he writes, he's really the composer of the group. So we have different ideas. It's like a project, and then he'll take it and he'll order it in such a way that it really tells a story. It, you know, has a beginning and a middle and an end, and sequence of it all. And so I really appreciate that, what these guys are bringing to the table.
Yeah, and like logistically, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Logistically, we put like a Google Drive, and all our computers are synchronized to it, so we can upload projects and send them to each other. Sometimes like we'll have workshop nights, we'll just pull files off the drive and edit them and then send them back and forth and export MP3s and share them.
That's
awesome.
Together.
That's
All
really
that
cool.
stuff. So
Yeah.
it makes it really easy. You can like zip a project and it just takes all the whole project, all the audio and stuff. We just can send it to each other.
See, that's awesome. That's really convenient. It's crazy what you can do nowadays, you know, man. That's awesome though. That's awesome. And it's got to be cool to see like where you might start something and then where John or Adam might take it, you know, because you're like, oh, this is the idea, or like vice versa with any guys, you know what I mean? Like, it's got to be fun. I would feel excitement from that, or a little bit of nervousness, like,
there's
really
always
like
got to be that.
man. You know, like, hey, that's awesome.
I feel like initially there was some nervousness, but you know, because there's always that nervousness when you take like your idea and you give it to somebody else to add to it. I feel like at this point, any nervousness sending, you know, a song to John or Rain, like, because they're like, I feel like we're at the point where we work off each other, you know, and we know like it's gonna sound good, it's gonna fit in well. And, you know, I really, you know, it's kind of like fun to be able to come up with an idea and put it on our Google Drive and all right, somebody else on this for a while, you know.
Yeah.
It's
get it out of your brain, like, yes, this is for you now. You deal with this.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. You guys have that synchronicity together, though. You know what I mean? That like being able to work as one mind. That's the one thing that I miss the most about being in like a band situation. But what we have also in our group is that just trust. You know what I mean? And you just let the song become. You let the song take life and just become what it's going to be. Because I trust that my partner here is going to kill it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think it took a while for us to build that trust. You had to really know that the person was competent in producing something that you really like.
100%.
It wasn't automatic, but we started to work together, and we liked Vulkari 64. We could just start going in that direction.
That's amazing. Yeah, I mean, was there like a certain moment or a certain song where you guys were like, yo, this is it? Like,
I think
we figured this out.
I mean, I think it was Cherry Coke that we worked on.
That one's so good. That one's so good.
We had like tried to we had a couple ideas, a couple songs, like we were like, I don't quite know. And then it was like Cherry Coke put together more or less at night. Yeah. And I feel like it was just like the first one where like everything clicked. Like I remember even like, you know, we were like, okay, we got like 3 verses. What do we do for this last part? And like John just started playing something on a synthesizer. And I was like, you were like, that's it. That's perfect.
That's it.
Yeah, write that down. Like I feel like that was the one where we figured out like, oh, we can work together, because there were a couple other songs where it felt like we were really like struggling to get the idea through and figure out what we were trying to do. Yeah. That felt like the one that just kind of like clicked, and I feel like us songwriting together has been a lot easier since then.
Nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, because I guess at that point when you have something that just feels so right and works so right, it kind of you found your groove. Like you guys like
You're in the pocket.
Yeah, exactly. You're in the pocket, like you know how to work together. One of the things like for me that was so impressive, to us, and you saw us geek out about it on stream, but John had submitted a live performance video of the three of you guys, and that was the first time we realized it was three of you. Because everything we had heard, well, John was submitting into the show, so we thought it was just John. That was Vulkari. But we saw this live performance video and we were like, oh my freaking God, it's three dudes. And not only is it three guys, but you guys just meld so well together when you're performing, so I can only imagine like with the writing process, like how long does it take you guys really to like work on a track and like write a track together?
It really depends on the song, and it depends on like what goes into it. Sometimes it can take us like a couple weeks, and then sometimes it can take us like a few months to like really get what we're trying to do down. It really depends. It's not so easy to say. Oh yeah, it just takes like a day or two or a week.
Yeah. Oh no.
Really
oh my God. If it did, I'd be impressed.
So much in style and stuff too. So.
Yeah.
Sometimes we'll sit on a track. Like a few of the tracks that wound up in Starset, like we had started working on those before our EP, and so it was sometimes we just kind of sit around and we're like, oh, I don't know, this is an idea if we want to use it, and then we might use it later. I think there's even some things like that we're working on now for future projects that have been around. We're finally kind of digging more into those ideas.
Yeah, we all all three of us come up with like a ton of ideas, and then we have to have a session where we sit down and listen to the ones that we have so far, and we decide which ones are going to make the cut, like which ones we actually want to work on, and then we narrow that down to what's going to make the cut and those sorts of things. So we had a couple of those sessions in Starset, just because we had so many ideas and things.
Well, that's awesome. Though it's you guys are just able to let the ideas flow and just get them out.
Yeah, that's actually a great creative process.
And then be able to come back through it and see what could come of it. That's so awesome. I always have a fun time going back to stuff from months ago and like, whoa, where can we take this now? You know what I'm saying? So that's awesome. You guys have like a catalog building up. And sorry about that. Our dog just had to go out.
Oh yeah,
quick, so
dog emergency.
I didn't want her barking in the background.
Watching our cyborg drink seltzer over here.
Yeah, like what?
So speaking of pets, is there any Vulkari pets? Do you guys have pets? Are you big animal people?
Well, sometimes I have to jump out and eat it, but
I get hungry. There's one feline that's close to our heart. In Adam's studio, that's a cat named Kitty Ivy, and our friendly neighborhood cyborg Ranger tried to kidnap her on a few occasions. We all love Ivy, and Rain did test it one time and didn't want to give her back. But it's like, come on, dude, you should go cat. She's been the focus of many memes and even some logo creation. She's a pretty cute, good-looking cat.
That's awesome.
I like to think.
So the point of that story is don't ever let Rain house sit your cat because you might not get them back.
Try to see it.
So well, that's actually a great segue. So speaking of the cat and how adorable the cat is, do you have something possibly cat inspired or related coming up in your near future?
Imagine that you would ask. Yes, we have a new YouTube channel that's launching really soon. It's called Inspiration. As for
I'm going to throw that up.
And we use Ivy's face as the logo. So it's a Synthwave channel. We're going to do compilation videos with cool animations and visualizations. You've probably seen some YouTube channels like this, but we're going to be taking submissions. So we would love the Outworld and basically underground family to submit to us, because we would love to be able to use some of your great work, music that you make. If you make video, I'd love to check out your video. So I think Kate has a link you can drop in the chat.
Yep, just dropped it in.
It's in the chat right there. Yep. So if you guys are interested in submitting to the Inspirations video playlist, just take that link right there and submit your stuff. Now, is there anything in particular that you guys are looking for? Are you trying to stick to certain genres, or, you know, you're just kind of open to whatever people are working on?
Yeah, I think if it's got some electronic music in there and you think it fits, submit it. We'll probably do different videos based on some music that fits together. You know, some of that might be a little bit of synthwave, a little of the dark synth. We might just go like we're like this super retro, you know, focused on 80s sounds, or you know, we'll try to have a nice flow. And so there'll probably be some videos that come out. Just submit what you got. I'd love to hear it.
Awesome,
man.
Yeah, that's badass. So guys, definitely submit your stuff for this. I think it's a super cool idea. And if you see, that's your cat. That is the pixelated cat.
Yep.
In there.
You can't have her.
Dwayne, just drop it. No kidding.
There's not like for free at the Humane Society. Go get your own.
Everybody, help Rain get a kitty. Okay, we're gonna start this now. Help Rain get a kitty.
Cyborg kitty fund.
Yes, cyborg kitty fund.
Cyborg kitty fund.
Oh boy.
I know you do need a sidekick. That would be awesome. A little kitty sidekick.
Yeah. He feeds us sometimes. You know, waters us.
Oh,
sometimes
there you
go. Play instruments.
Wait, he waters.
Water,
took me a second.
I was wondering why my cat runs away when I go. You know, just like you pour water on it. Okay.
And then you just go.
Get the bowl. Oh.
Put him in the sunlight. You know, put him on the windowsill.
Just water your cat.
So what you got?
That's wrong.
Yeah, so yeah, guys. So you guys are on Retro Synth Records.
That's right.
Right. So tell us about that. How did that happen? How did that work out with you guys? How did you guys become a part of that family there?
Well, already a retro synth. I had just been asked to join like a couple months before I met Adam on Craigslist.
Oh, wow.
And so I was already acquainted with them to a decent extent before we did our thing. And then once we had the Gas Station Breeze EP, we were able to, you know, through my connections, we were able to submit it to them and show it to them and discuss whether we wanted to be on the label or not all together. And that's pretty much how it worked out. I knew people, and my people knew people.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
We're on the sub-label Synthetics. So,
Synthetics.
Yeah, they have 3 sub-labels now. Or Retro Synth is a label, and they have Disconnect, which I'm on myself, and then we have Synthetics, which all 3 of us are on as Vulkari 64. So.
Nice.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So has that brought you guys any like opportunities for like cool collaborations or anything with any other artists on the labels?
Yeah. We really appreciate that family that represents, and really broad range of synthwave artists. Once we were on Synthetics, which is a smaller, newer sub-label, we started to reach out to some of those guys and really made connections with Shikimo. And he's from Iowa. He's a solo act, just really good. He's got some really nice, softer sounds, just a really cool, ethereal way of his music. And we just really appreciate his style and have a lot in common. So we ended up connecting and doing a collab. I think one of the tracks we have is Planet Maroon. Mm-hmm. And so that was a collaboration that we did with Shikimo from the Synthetics label.
Oh,
that was
cool.
Just to learn from you, because I'm like, I'm a big production and synth nerd, so like, how does he do that? How does he do that? So I'm like analyzing every little change he made to a project, and like he happened to use FL Studio as well, which was really convenient for us
Wow,
to
yeah.
collab.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Synergy.
Yeah,
I'm like,
right.
"Look at that."
Yeah. And is there anything like coming up with you guys, with anyone else on the label, or anything else that you wanted to shout out or plug?
Yeah, there's a couple things that are coming up. Six Mix Six is a really cool artist. He's got an EP coming up, and LTV is a guy I really like. A single that just dropped. So that's just a taste. But there's a lot more. Check out the Retro Synth YouTube channel. They do a really good job pushing on a lot of great stuff all the time, and they're worth the follow for sure.
Awesome. Yeah,
Awesome.
and we linked their site up there in the chat to you guys. So if you're
Awesome.
interested in checking out some more of the artists, you know, we have AUW up in here, Horace
Oh,
and the
yeah.
Spider, who's a label buddy. So yeah, definitely check it out and you know, check
Hi,
out some
AUW.
of these releases. Label buddies.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, it's actually funny because before we were like formally aware of retro synth, we had already had so many retro synth artists
Yeah.
come our way and find us just by chance.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it was
funny watching you guys interact with each other. Being like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, you're here?
You're like, wait,
you're
wait.
Wait, you guys submitted too?
You're right, you in?
It's like that Spider-Man meme. Like, wait.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody in here.
Yeah. Yeah, so shout out Retrowave or Retro Synth. There's a ton of great artists on Retro Synth, and like he mentioned, there's 3 different sub labels, so they have tons of different genres.
Sounds of all kinds for everybody.
Sounds of all kinds. So definitely check that out. And that's cool of you guys to shout out some of the other artists
Hell
on there
yeah,
and
man.
to, you know, use your spotlight to shout out some of the other people on there. So that's really, really cool. And that's definitely, you know, you can see that a lot of the people are pretty tight knit through Retro Synth. I mean, has it like opened up not even just collaborations, but just like relationships within the community for you guys? Like, how has it been being part of a label with so many different and eclectic artists?
Yeah, I think it's really easy to reach out and make connections. You know, there's a lot of artists, and some of them aren't as active as they were in the past, but for the most part, like, you reach out to these guys on their social media and ladies, and they're like right back to you. They're eager to collaborate. They're eager to share ideas or like, you know, best practices. Or it's been a really nice thing to be a part of.
Mhm.
You know, you get what you put into it, but it's been a place where you can go and find those, you know, other people that are doing stuff. So.
Oh, very cool. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Now, you guys, I want to kind of segue a little bit. I kind of want to like cut a corner a little bit because, for one, I don't know if you guys have noticed, just in case you're just popping in, if you are a subscriber, we have a pretty awesome emote for today's interview. You got to go in there and check it out. I'm going to throw it in the chat right now. We got LaCroix for the boys. Now, in case you're wondering,
I will chug the rest of this LaCroix.
Oh, snap.
oh snap!
Drop them LaCroix.
Drop
do
them
it?
in there. Drop them in there, you guys.
Okay.
So yes, he doesn't drink carbonated stuff. So I have 2. I'll double
She's
fist
double
them.
fisting for me.
Nice.
Now, where
Number 2.
where did that start from? Like, what is the LaCroix for the boys? Like, where did that start? What is that whole meme for you guys?
Adam's mind.
Yeah, the first part is probably Harmony Hall, which we mentioned. It's this old chapel. Just a plug for Harmony Hall. It's got an old like Revere bell. Like Paul Revere's dad used to make bells, and one of those is in the bell tower of the old church. It's a really
that's cool.
jam. But anyway, we're jamming out one Friday night at Harmony Hall, and Adam like can't have a creative idea without some seltzer. I don't know. Like water to just like TV static, you know, really get the double.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Makes
The
total
brain
sense.
juice.
Makes total
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Completely
we sort of
understand.
started into a habit of chugging about 20 of these in a jam session. And so that kind of created a little pattern for us. And it just kind of became an inside joke where we, it'd be like, hey, who's going to boil some LaCroix? And, spell it like BOIS, LaCroix.
Yes.
And, and like to each other. And then I guess we had this idea. Well, I had this idea. I don't know if it was a good idea, but we were like, well, should we do a Patreon or something? And I was like, no. What if instead we did like a Get the Boys some LaCroix funds, where we would put our PayPal on the website, and if you buy one, we'll like chug a LaCroix, and you're donating to the LaCroix fund. We'll chug a LaCroix and send you the video or something like that. And we made like $5.
Hell yeah, man!
And I got like a headache doing it like twice. But anyways. We put out a video and it got like a little bit more views, I guess, than our music. Kind of fun. Like a dump.
The joy of the internet. It's like you can put out a masterpiece and people are like, that's cool. But then you just like throw a dancing cat on a keyboard and everyone's like, yes, 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 share.
Exactly.
Everyone needs to see this.
Yeah. Adam here is your resident.
I don't know, but I think I just spend more time on the internet.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
You guys, if you want to donate to the Vulkari 64 LaCroix Fund,
get these boys some LaCroix.
Get these boys some LaCroix.
Get the boys some LaCroix.
You can find that link right there in the chat. We just threw it up there. And who doesn't want a little video of someone chugging the LaCroix when you donate?
Come on.
Come on now.
Come on.
That's some great marketing, you guys. But seriously, you need to be sponsored 100%.
Yeah, we're hoping to get LaCroix sponsorship,
That's what they're really after.
Yeah. Like we make the music as a front.
Let us know. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, if anyone here works for them, please hook our
I'm
boys
sure you
up.
guys would provide some awesome music to a commercial.
Yeah.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah, dude, they need to make LaCroix Synthwave. We need like a Synthwave sun can, like.
Right. I like that.
Yeah.
We'll have to read Coke.
I know.
Oh, traders, brand traders. Yeah, that was actually Cherry Coke that you mentioned. That was one of the tracks that we played here on Taste of the Underground, and we can throw it up in the Discord for you guys to check out. But that was one of the first things that you sent over to us while I was like, because the first couple tracks that we had heard from you guys that you had submitted, I was like, okay, like these guys are solid. This guy, because I thought it was John. I was like, this guy is solid. This is really good. But then when you sent Cherry Coke,
it's John. He pays us to sit here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're the bodyguards. You're the arm candy.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see people's personalities too, man.
Yeah.
I love it when you get to see an artist's personality, and you bring Cherry Coke, LaCroix for the boys. Hell yeah, man!
Yeah, that video
awesome.
was so much fun.
That video was awesome.
It was
dude.
so much fun. I remember when we were
vibe.
seeing it, we were just cheesing because we were like, "This is brilliant. This is like everything amazing and cheesy and just wonderful about 80s camp."
Yeah, it was the perfect nostalgia bomb.
Yeah,
dude,
it
the
was
perfect one.
So great. Like, where did the idea for that come from? And was that like the first time you guys decided to take like more of like a funny kind of approach with something that you were doing?
I don't know. I mean, it kind of was like, obviously came from the like LaCroix fund and from, trying to like, because we were already, it was kind of already an inside joke for us.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, maybe other people will think this is funny. And so like, I brought I have this old like 1980s, VHS recorder. And so I just like brought that one night when we were jamming out, and throughout the night, I'd just be like, hey, what are you going to do to the boys? And I catch like John or Rain, and they'd be like, some LaCroix. Just put it together in a video.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No, we absolutely love that. Yeah, and we'll definitely have to throw that up in the Discord as well, so that you guys can can see that video too, for sure. Now, I think, we're talking about the music here. We're talking about some of the stuff. I think it's about time we let people hear some of these tracks that you guys picked out for us today. Yeah, so before we get into the tracks, so we have 4 tracks that we're gonna play for you guys that were hand selected by Vulkari. Before we get into them, explain like why exactly these 4 tracks. What about these tracks in particular, were important for you guys to represent you today?
So what's the first one you have? Is it Vigilante?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So starting with that one, it probably represents sort of the darker side of Vulkari 64, maybe the more serious side. And it really also represents how 3 very different minds can come together to create one story.
Mm-hmm.
And in this case, it's the picture of the private eye, sleuth, the vigilante, achieving justice by his own means.
Okay.
And if there's no music yet, other than maybe in our minds, but with us,
free your mind.
And I think now there's a bonus question. See if you can figure out what string instrument is used in.
Oh.
Challenge.
Okay. You guys have some homework, so you're going to have to pay attention. Try to figure out what the secret instrument is in this first track here. So what we're going to do, like we usually do with these streams, we are going to go through each track, and then we're going to allow Vulkari to kind of talk about it, take us through their thought process. Just being a G over here.
Yeah.
Take us through the thought process of each song. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna hear the song, we're gonna vibe out, and then we're gonna give them the opportunity to talk a lot about it, so we can learn some different stuff about it. So the first one, like you mentioned, is
Vigilante.
Let's get it.
Looks like the startup screen to like an awesome console right here.
It really does.
that in there.
It actually sounded kind of cool. It almost sounded like the tape was like, I don't know, like restarting or something. I don't know. But I was like, wait, that's new. That's cool.
It was me laughing.
I was gonna say, hey, who's the oh, I love the song. I can't remember the name of the artist, but they sampled your voice
Oh,
from
Roadblock.
the student.
Oh
Who's
yeah,
that?
yeah.
Roadblock?
Yeah, I love that one. And like I remember hearing you say like, "Wow, that was amazing," and then I still hear it in the like song when I listen to it later, and I'm like, "Is that like something else?" It's so weird.
Yeah. Roadblock has officially put me at the end of every one of his tracks, just saying, "Wow, that was amazing," so that I just give my stamp of approval on every song, regardless if I've heard it or not.
Well, shout out to Roadblock because I didn't discover this thing.
Oh my God, yes, we love Roadblock here.
Oh yeah.
So so did anyone try to figure out the challenge? I want to see what you guys thought.
See what everybody thinks it is here.
The secret instrument was.
Okay, so we got one guess.
Oh,
somebody's thinking maybe a theremin.
Ooh.
Okay.
I thought it was a string though. Isn't this
it's not a string instrument. Yeah. And then we have
they're just
we have another guess for the good old bongos. You got them bongos, but then I know thinking theremin. Yeah, bongos, right? It said bongos, yeah.
Yeah.
Bongos and a theremin.
Okay. Any other guesses?
Okay, yeah. We said string instrument. That's why I'm a little bit like, wait a minute.
Yes.
That's not really strings. Threw me off there.
Here's a hint. It's got 8 strings.
Whoa.
And we were pulling in some of those bluegrass roots.
Okay, so bluegrass and 8 strings. All right, so we'll let you guys keep continuing trying to guess. Now, while you guys are trying to figure out what that is, tell us a little bit about that track besides the instrument. We're going to let them guess a little longer. So tell us about the creation of that track or, the direction, anything you want to talk about.
I guess that was when it kind of started as just like a loop that I put together, and I was kind of inspired by Phil Collins in New York Today, trying to get that kind of like slower energy, and it kind of stayed as a loop, and then I know John had picked it up and started adding some different parts and including the instrument.
Oh.
And I know it kind of like this big ending really like made it kind of a finale that was really cool. So
yeah, I wanted it to be really big and dramatic at the end.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful track.
Absolutely, man.
Oh,
absolutely.
Especially with those new end sound effects. Oh, someone got it. Bass Ape guest. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say, but we have a guest for a mandolin.
That's it.
I just said it. So I'm sorry, guys. I spoiled it.
Oh no! Did we?
Oh, you got it. It's good. We were looking for something that had a little bit more of a ghostly sound, and I had this mandolin with a pickup, and I was like, let me just try throwing it into the DAW and like recording it through Guitar Rig, which is a really cool VST.
Hell yeah!
You can do all sorts of different amps and effects with it, and so I worked with like an electric guitar preset and tweaked it a little to make what I call the Ghost Mando, and we've definitely saved the Ghost Mando preset for some future tracks.
we snuck it in a few tracks, I think, as well.
Yeah, it makes an appearance. But that was really fun. Just to like play around with a whole different thing and bring it into the track. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's such a cool concept.
For me, it makes
That's so cool. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Actually, I think our video
our video froze on
froze
us
for a
here.
sec, so we're just gonna try to get this fixed really quick. So we make sure we can see you guys good. There we go. We just had to switch back and forth real quick.
There we go.
So yeah, that is so cool. And of course, Bass Ape of all people would be able to guess that. he's the mad scientist producer around here.
So I have a question for you. Would you have thought to run the mandolin through guitar rig had you not been working in electronic music now?
Ooh.
I don't think so. It's just part of the collaboration. Seeing what Adam does with the guitar rig and electric, and he's running through hollow body and other types. I don't know how you have, but seeing him run a bunch of different guitars through that, it just makes you think. Well, what if I ran a different instrument through that?
Yeah.
It's that kind of idea that you get, working with these guys. You would just never think of.
See, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Going outside the box and creating something new, and pushing the envelope. That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. So that's our first banger. Let's
all right. What do we got next?
Let's see what we got coming up next, guys.
What do we got next?
Right.
Flying cars still need gas. Let's get it, everybody.
Great song title, but I love it so much.
awesome, man.
That is so.
That was sick, dude. You got that Donkey Kong feel coming in.
I know. Yeah, some of the parts were like very Donkey Kong country to me, and very like nostalgic, like arcade. So what was some of the ideas and thought process behind this track here?
Well, this was an example of one of those projects that got stuck. It all started with some loops that Rain had made, and I honestly didn't love all the notes in his melody. So, like, I was speaking to his like notes, and, like, moving stuff around the piano roll, and I don't think he really appreciated that at first, And we were kind of had some friction, so that's why it's great to have like the third party, right?
Oh yeah, you need the tiebreaker.
The tiebreaker.
Wow.
We added more stuff, and it was becoming a song, but there was still this like piece that we didn't see eye to eye, and it wasn't until I think Adam wrote that super glitchy lead in the middle, and we kind of saw the way to like tie it all together. It's like, okay, this glitch lead is like key to unlock this puzzle, and so we were able to create some other patterns to tie together, and I think you went back and tweaked the chords again, and it was like, okay, now it's fitting, now it really likes, and so it was really fun. It took us a long time to get there.
Yeah. How long did it take you guys to finish that track, like from beginning to end, like with the mixing and mastering and all that?
I want to say at least a good 4 months because there's sort of back and forth with it.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It was kind of. I feel like you guys are almost willing to like put on the chopping block. I loved it. I loved that intro. It starts slow and it speeds up, and I think it's like one of my favorite songs that we've written. And I tried to like put in this like almost kind of like choking eye of the tiger kind of guitar sound, and I think it's a really fun one. I enjoyed working on it. I think it's really cool. Like at the end too, there's kind of this lead that I feel like ties in some of the different leads that are throughout the song, and John made the lead for that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think it's one of my favorites ever.
It's a really cool track.
The name is a direct inspiration from Back to the Future because if you recall, in the third movie, Marty McFly goes back to the Old West.
Oh yeah.
His gas line breaks, so he has no gas.
Yes.
And
they can't get gas.
He's talking to Doc Brown, and Doc Brown's like, the Mr. Fusion powers the time circuit, but the engine still doesn't work for gas.
That's so great. Yeah, I totally
amazing.
I always forget about that one. I feel like the third one is underrated.
Forgotten. Yeah, it gets forgotten.
Oh, right.
It's a good one.
It has that really awkward scene, the train scene at the end with the little kid. Look it up. I'm not going to tell you what it is.
Wait,
but
I
just
have
look
to
up
remember
awkward
now.
Back to the Future 3 train scene. You'll get a good laugh out of it. It's hilarious.
See, now I'm like, oh my God, now I have to remember. Okay, we'll have to find this later. But I'm glad you guys gave us the track title reasoning as well, because, was that any of the inspiration behind creating the track, or was that kind of like, were they kind of separate, or did you put some of that, Back to the Future into the song when you were making it?
Well, the track started with me. It was one of my ideas first that I was just throwing around. And I didn't name it that originally. All my tracks, like all my ideas and stuff, they all have like weird titles, like I'm hungry for bacon, or I really like, or like whatever it is that's on my mind. I just knew it's something super bizarre and memorable. I remember what it is, but I decided to name it Flying Cars Complete Gas because that was like going through my head while I was writing it, and I just imagined like a DeLorean that's like hovering like, through the clouds and stuff, and that's like whenever I'm like working on something, these guys are by myself, I have like an image in my head that I think of, and that kind of guides me the way I want to go with it, and like that was my just the DeLorean just flying like through the sun in the clouds and stuff. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome, man.
That's a good visual for that too. Oh, that's so cool. I love that. And I love how like Adam's like, I don't know, I love this song.
Yeah.
It's just such a moment of like just purity in, you know, different personalities that come into working in a group. Like that was just such a real moment, and it just so great. And I love that. Like, do you guys come across that a lot? Like where, you know, one person's like, you know what, like, yeah, this is the shit, and like the rest of you guys are like, I mean,
Yeah, I think we've all like been that end of it at one point or another. Or like actually, I wrote this song. Wow. Yeah, Last Pass.
mm-hmm.
Actually had lyrics that I had like written, and I was like really sold on them, and then like and the guys were like, I don't know, man. And it literally just like one night, like we're sitting there listening, I was like, these are horrible. Get rid of them.
Oh, no.
And then the song trust me, infinitely better.
Oh.
You know, it's hard because it's like, well, Adam, I know you just spent like 10 hours working on recording those lyrics, but it would sound better on the saxophone.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I think we're all in agreement now that sax sells it.
I think that's like something that we sort of like agreed with all three of us is like whenever we approach like adding something, we kind of do it with the understanding that like it's okay if it doesn't go into the song, it gets removed, you know, because it can be easy to kind of be like, well, I really like this because I added it, and then you're like, you know, I feel like we're both really good at, you know, or all three of us really good at being able to be like, oh, you know, this isn't like contributing to the big picture of the song or something. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's what it comes down to. No one part is bigger than the whole. You know?
Yeah.
No person is bigger than the song. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This Vulkari 64 is my first like actual band that I've been in, and that's what I wanted to get out of it is like learn to work with people, and that's part of growing to work with, you know, Adam and John and everything. And that's what I wanted. Perfect.
Hell yeah.
I think we're all very, you know, humble. I'm obviously the most humble.
Somebody get this guy a gold star.
Not bringing any like egos, you know, to the band. But
yeah.
We really just put together music. Sounds good.
Yeah.
We enjoy listening to it as much as hopefully other people do.
Yeah. Well, and that comes out in the product.
Yeah, and dude, I believe you have to. I believe you have to enjoy it. If you don't, why should anybody else? You know what I mean? So hell yeah.
And especially because you're gonna have to listen to it so many times to get all the fine details. You got to blast it in your car. You got to blast it in your living room. You're gonna have to listen to it 50 times. Like you better like it, or else like what? Like he said, what are you doing? You know, like at that point, you're just torturing yourself. But it's good to have those two outside perspectives too, because it's like, you know I've only created with him. I am dead sure that I would probably pour hours and hours and hours into something to just be like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
You know, but it's like you don't have that editor with you to like be like, just stop. Just put it, just stop.
Yeah, and I think there's like two different layers to that for us. The first layer, we're all curators of our overall catalog, you know, so like on our Google Drive, we each have a folder for our ideas, and they're each full of like 40 or 50 things, and we keep adding to it. We may or may not ever hear any of those in a song, but it takes like one of the other curators to like submit something from somebody else's folder, say, oh, to this, you know, like, and so now it's a band project, and maybe it becomes something. And that next layer is each pattern. Like we got this project, and I'm going to add some patterns. Well, the other guys can veto it, they can change it, but we do, I don't know, quality control, or we check each other at all these levels, and all have to live, like, because otherwise we're not into it, and those ones just kind of fall away. So it's the projects that make it through, you know, that are the goal, you know.
Hell yeah.
That's actually genius. That is such a good idea. That's how you guys do things. So like you're just each individually constantly creating and throwing ideas together and just like sharing them around basically is what you're saying. Like you
Yeah. It's seasons of creativity, like
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago I was like pumping out 2 ideas every day. Adam has his seasons where it's just like he'll be like going nuts, rain over projects. So we'll be looking over at that stuff and then they'll feed it back to us and create a bunch of stuff, and we just try to get aligned. But even then it's like, yeah, I just checked this project you did like 9 months ago and I love it. I want to add something to it,
See, that's
so
we can do that.
That's awesome.
That's very, very cool.
I would say we're getting back into a season of, I think kind of after we put out Starset, we sort of were like that was a lot of energy to put everything together and put out. And so, we definitely sort of, I sort of kind of a break from songwriting, but I think we're all kind of ramping back up. Hopefully get something out in the next like years, and we've got some new things in.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, I know. I'm sure everyone here is curious about that for sure. What's going to be coming up next for you guys and what's in the works. But yeah, I mean, it's a process. It's not like, you're not machines.
Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't push yourself.
Right. The majority are not set.
Yeah. 2 out of the 3.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Well, we're gonna keep going down this little musical ride here, hearing some more of your guys' stuff.
Yeah, this one is Planet Maroon, Vulkari 64, Shikimo. Let's get it, yo. All right, man. That was a banger, man.
I love that track.
That one takes you somewhere, dude. That takes you for a journey.
Yeah, that one's beautiful. So tell us a little bit about Planet Maroon and what that collaboration was like.
Well, I think that one's an example of a project that had too many ideas. And so, it was a matter of whittling it down. When we reached out to Shikimo to ask about collaborating, we gave him like 4 or 5 tracks that we had in development. Most of those ended up on Starset. But he's like, "Oh, the Maroon one, I really like that one," and I could hear like the groan coming through our tactic.
Oh,
like,
no.
I got that one. That one's so full, right? So we told Ryan and Shikimo, you could cut out whatever you need to cut out, and take liberties with it. Do what you got to do. And that was hard, but we really trusted his artistic, mindset, and so it was like, let's see what he does.
That's awesome though. That's got to be exciting because like you guys already work as a team, and now you're sending it off to somebody else. This is the outside perspective.
Yeah.
Now it was like very close to being too many cooks in the kitchen, but I feel like it was like it's almost like sending it to Shikimo like help kind of iron out some of the things that we were all stuck in, and I think it turned into a pretty cool song in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, someone in the chat pointed out, is that some pan flute that you have in there?
It's a synth, but it's a pan flute synth for sure. Yeah.
All right.
We're trying to get a little tribal on Maroon. That's definitely there. So the piece that you don't hear, the cousin of the pan flute, of course, is the pipe organ. And I come from a long line of pipe organists. Wow. And I wrote this organ pattern for that song. It had like these super complex chords, and I thought it was like so awesome. And these guys that Ryan had to like pry it on my fingers, but it didn't make the chopping block. So every time I hear that song, I hear this pipe organ, and that what used to be there.
It is very awesome, this pipe organ part. But it was like, I feel like it belongs in like I don't know, maybe you'll see it in some sort of like Vulkari 64 like creepy Halloween.
Oh, all right.
It's sweet. Like I'm gonna use it again, but it was like in the middle of this like chill song, this big like, like hey, man, we're like, this has a place. I don't know if it belongs in this one though.
Yeah.
Okay, that's that's diplomatic.
Had a lot of. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you go.
Okay. That track definitely had a lot of directions that it was trying to go in at the same time.
Yeah.
And after we handed it off to Shikimo, he definitely helped me get a better vision for it, and I was able to write a proper ending to it. After we cried the organ out of John's. Yeah, we loved that part, and we loved how it went from really chill to dark and kind of emo sort of. But it was it wasn't gonna fit. So, but yeah, that one definitely had a lot of work that went into it, and we definitely had to work and discuss a lot to figure out where it was gonna go.
Expect Planet Maroon Part 2, October 20th.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
The dark side. Yeah.
The organ has to come back.
All
right.
Man. Well, I think we got one more track from you guys
we got one
here.
more.
This one is called Trip. Is going on? We are back.
How was your trip?
That one's a vibe.
That one is such a trip.
Such a vibe.
And I want to say, was that the first track you ever sent in to us? I want to say it was like one of the very first.
Yeah.
Because that's what we were just like, wait,
we were
this
just
was the
like,
first
wait a minute,
one.
was this the first one they sent in, or was it Cherry Coke that was first?
Yeah.
So Trip is the first Vulkari 64 project ever. And it predates me a little bit. So I'm going to let Rain talk about that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess that was kind of like, it started as like an idea I had. It kind of was, it didn't sound anywhere near as like that at the time, anywhere near as good as that. But that was kind of like I put that together and was like, oh man, I should really try to find somebody to like start this band. And so I, connected with Maroon on Craigslist, and definitely kind of the moment where like I shared this song with him and sent it to him, and was really nervous. What are you gonna do with it? Like obviously I had heard some of his other Rain Reznor stuff, really good, but it was still a little different from this. And I was like, oh, is it gonna like? And he just sort of like took it and like took it to 11, and it just sounded so awesome. And I don't know, it was kind of the start of the band in a way, and I think that was around the time like Rain had sent that back to me, and that was around the time I was talking to John about like, hey, you heard of this genre?
So about that synthwave.
It's kind of like a bit of our like return to our roots, I guess. It's sort of our first song that kind of really like started the band, and I feel like Cherry Coke, which didn't include that with was like that was definitely one that felt like that's where it really starts. But that, I guess, was kind of the beginning, you know,
Nice.
of
The birth.
Yeah.
Yes. When we first went on our trip.
Adam basically emailed the project to me, and he was like, "Do whatever you want to it." And I was like, and I looked at it, and I'm like, "Wow, this is like a beautiful song. It's just like this needs some tweaks, more or less." So I did my thing to it, and I tried to produce it and like master it to the best of my knowledge at the time. And like I was like, I definitely don't want to like destroy this at all because it's like it was already super good. Like it was well written. Vocals are really nice on it. Those are the original vocals he sent me.
Oh wow!
And so I really tried to mix it and master it a little bit, and not like destroy Adam's baby.
A lot better. So.
Yeah, well, that was gonna be my next question. The vocals on there were awesome. I was gonna ask who that was, which one of you guys that was, but I'm guessing that was Adam.
Yeah, that was me.
That's awesome, man.
Wow.
They sounded great, dude. They fit so well.
Some like weird vocals, and I put them through like a little bit of a chorusy filter, kind of get them like a little bit more washed out, you know.
It just fits so well, man. It was so great, dude. And you got a great voice, man. I love it.
It was perfect chill vibe.
Yeah,
like,
dude. Painted that atmosphere.
Yeah. It's that song, like, it's just so comfortable to listen to it. It just feels so comfortable. You just want to like nestle in it.
Yeah, you want to just like meditate. It just takes you to that other place, man.
Yeah.
Where you just that time when it's that type of music that just lets you like release. You know what I mean? When you can just get lost in the sounds and just, oh man, this is a feeling right now.
Yeah, it's cozy.
It's nice.
But that's so cool, and that's awesome, and it's cool to hear how, you know, there's an actual tangible thing that you guys can go back to and go, this is it. Like, this is what created us. And that's so cool to share, and that's so cool to see. I mean, is that why it was important for you guys to have, you know, played today? Is that one of the biggest reasons?
Yeah, absolutely. That's sort of the origin story. We started out jamming at Harmony Hall, and it was, I think, Adam's vision to create this band, and he brought that track, and he brought what became Giganticus, which is the closer from Starset, another track I really like. But we were playing at Harmony Hall, and I was playing a bass, and Adam was playing guitar, and he was playing some synths, and it's like, okay, let's try this trip, and we played it. You know, he's like, let's try Giganticus, and we played that, and I was like, I'm sold, man. This is the kind of music I want to make. It's awesome. And it was right around that time that we just kind of hashed out what became Gas Station Breeze, another track that we came up with at that time. And it was just us trying to flesh out, like, what is it that we're doing? But Trip is sort of one of those key visionary songs that started us off.
Oh, that's cool. Well, and something that you just mentioned, I want to hear from each of you guys, like, because you're creating synthwave and, you know, putting your own spin on it. What was each of your introduction to synthwave in general as a genre? And what, got you into it or interested in it in the first place?
Well, I feel like these guys give me a quick crash course. The couple of tracks that were really influential for me were Home Dissonance and French 79. That's really the two full albums that he came out with. It was like, all right, I'm gonna settle into that start. But that's for me pretty recent. I don't know about you guys.
I can remember like the specific playlist that I saw on YouTube. It was like, I don't know, like I've been really interested. Like I've been writing music, and recording it just kind of for myself, share it with my friends for like, I don't know, like 15 years at this point. And, but I get into like more electronic stuff, more like chiptune, chiptune, and I just remember like seeing a recommended feed like maybe 4 years ago, like video. It had this playlist, and it started with like Memories. And just being like, I feel like my mind was. I was like, I love this genre. I want to write music. It's amazing, and because it's like I was a '90s kid, and I feel like I had older siblings that were like '80s kids, and So like I feel like I got exposed a lot to that and like to that kind of nostalgia. You know, I feel like I remember watching stuff on VHS, and seeing like weird science documentaries on the TV that they rolled in school or whatever.
Yeah.
And like they had like, some like washed out Brian Eno soundtrack in the background, and so I feel like it was like, you know, and I'd really been interested in a lot of like the dream pop kind of revival or the indie scene, and I feel like Synthwave is kind of a culmination of all these different genres that and like kind of things that I already really enjoy, and so you know, I guess that was my introduction.
I mean, you guys know me a little bit already, and like I've been into electronic music since I was like a little kid, like listening to '80s new wave, '90s club music, all different kinds of things that I did. But something that is like I wanted to make that '80s new wave and electronic music, but I didn't have a name for it. It was like is there other people who still make that stuff? So when I was a teenager, I went online looking for anything that just sounded like it, like similar to any degree, and I found the first Synthwave song that I ever heard was "Sleepless Nights" by FM Attack, and that sold me on it. And I was like, okay, I love this album. Is there more? So I would listen to more of their catalog, and you know, I would look it up on YouTube, and YouTube has recommended and this and that. And I just found a YouTuber named Odesus. I think that's how you say his name, or Odesus. And he makes synth playlists, and like he has really cool art with it. And like I would just listen to his YouTube channel endlessly because it was just compilation of like synthwave, chillwave, dark synth music. And you know, after getting into that, discovering Dance with the Dead, it's like, whoa, there's like a serious dark part to this.
Yeah.
Like, that's something I can get into, you know, because I was already into heavy metal at the time. And like, so it all kind of sprung from that one track, Sleepless Nights by FM Attack.
Wow.
I feel like it's crazy. Like everyone remembers like the exact moment that Synthwave just hit them. Like they remember the exact playlist, the exact like visualizer or whatever it was. It's so cool because it is such a like visceral genre where it just triggers so many emotions and it brings up like just that wave, like you were saying, that wave of nostalgia. So it's cool to hear like how each of you guys are like, no, like this was the song, this was the playlist, like you just remember exactly when you felt that. And that's what's cool. And like it's cool. You guys translate that into your own music. And you know, you've totally hit that perfect combination of warm nostalgia and comfort, but putting your own spin on it and making it like futuristic, like that track Planet Maroon. Like that's so spacey, you know, and then you have your other tracks that are more fun and bouncy, and then you get a little bit darker. You know, it's really cool to see how you guys have taken your inspiration and pushed it forward. So it's very cool. I'd say good.
And, like, me personally, I want to work with other musicians who weren't interested in making like just one genre, as in not talking like I don't want to just make synthwave. I'm talking like I want to make synthwave, but I want to put other styles of music into it.
Yep.
And like we definitely, I think, bring that to the table. Whereas I never just been into '80s music. You know, Adam has his indie rock influences, his bluegrass, and his dream pop. And he's introduced me to a ton of dream pop music too that I love. You know, John's got his influences where he's trained in jazz and things like that. So and I think that's one of the biggest things for me was I wanted to work with people who were interested in not just sticking to a mold. And like you guys know me, that's what I'm about personally for my own music too. So that was a big thing for me. And I'm very fortunate to work with these guys, especially at the beginning where there's like not really an electronics theme. So
right? Like we're in Bangor, Maine. I can't believe that like, I put an ad on someone responded, number one, and someone was actually really good.
Yeah, it actually worked out.
And the other amazing musician lived right next door to me. You know,
that's so cool.
Like, crazy. Yeah.
Small world, man. Small world.
Yeah, that's
so
incredible.
Awesome. Well, all right. I think we're ready to get into some questions from our Discord here. And then we will be taking some live questions for you guys out there in the chat. So get your guys' questions ready, okay? We got a couple here from Discord, but after that, we're gonna be taking them live from you guys out there. So start dropping your questions in there, all right?
Get them in there.
All right.
And thank you for following Movements. Thank you.
Oh, hell yeah. Thanks for the follow, guys. Welcome to the grid. Hope you stick around. All right, so our first question comes from Warp Sector, and he wants to know, what is your favorite part of the music making process, and what has been your favorite part as an artist so far?
That's a good one.
Bass.
Yes.
So my favorite part of the music making process is when you're like, whether it's in a jam section or if you're like in the DAW and you're playing with a new idea, and it's like you follow the trail to the pot of gold. You know, like I'm playing this lead, right? It doesn't quite fit yet, but you change a couple of notes. You're playing it again. Maybe you're jamming, or maybe you're like, again in the loop, and you get to that moment, it's like locks in. All of the harmonies are right, and all of like the rhythms are right, and it's like, this is a gem. Like I gotta get this record. Like I gotta do this before I forget it.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
And how about you, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say too. Like, I think my favorite part is just when you have like an idea circling around your head for a while, you know, and like I don't know, I'll hear like a part where these guys had written like an idea, and I'll get this part in my head through, and just like when you actually like get down and it's like, oh man, this sounds pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
You just kind of when like the individual parts come together to make a song, you know, and it just kind of feels bigger than the idea that you had in your head. And yeah, I really like collaborating too. You know, I've been writing music by myself for a long time, and you know, you kind of get stuff in your own good and bad habits, and ultimately, like I didn't really enjoy listening to my own stuff. It felt a little conceited, I guess, but like being one of three, it's like music to me feels like bigger than just me or bigger than any of us, and so it's like, you know, I know like I remember hearing something like, you know, like Kanye West is the kind of person that would like his music would come on and he'd be like, this is good stuff. But it's like when I listen to our music sometimes and be like, this is really cool, and it's like because it's not just me, like it's all of us. It kind of feels bigger than us, like the sum bigger than the parts.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah.
My favorite part is definitely making a connection and opening up, because I think that's a big step for anybody who's going to put any of their music online, is taking a piece of them and giving it to other people. And I think that's 100%. What we do together. And what I definitely try to do is give a piece of myself to our music. And, you know, it's fun, and it's really cool to like get the pieces that John and Adam have of themselves and give to me to work on and give to each other and things. Definitely a big thing for me is definitely my favorite part, because I mean I could sit here alone all day and write synth, but unless it's meaningful to you or anybody else, it's not really. Yeah, I mean it has meaning to me, but it's definitely something special when someone else gives it meaning as well, and musically for them too.
Wow.
That's really profound
that was awesome.
too. Yeah.
That was really beautifully put.
Because there is, I mean, we always say there's vulnerability in creating and then passing it off to somebody. And like you're saying, it is like a piece of yourself. So it's, you know, you get to know someone intimately when you're creating art together. So I love how you put that. It's very profound when you're creating with other people. That's very cool. What else we got here?
All right. So next up on the deck, we got Unheard Sirens here.
What up, Unheard?
And they would like to know, what's been your biggest challenge with writing or marketing your music?
Well, we do have things on the plot. Like we were talking about with like Planet Maroon and like just like sometimes it's a lot to sift through, and not everything you do works out. As in, not everybody digs it and that sort of thing. So, I mean, from my point of view, that's one of the biggest things. Like sometimes there's a lot of people moving things around and doing things in the project, and on another more, I can't think of the word, but another more simple answer is plugins, synchronizing plugins. It is a mess all the time. We have this chorus effect that goes in our channels, our mixer tracks, and for some reason there's like 3 different versions of it. And no matter which one we use, someone always has an issue with it, even though we have like all.
Oh my god.
By the way, it's Blue Cat chorus, and it's really good if anybody's out there, but for some reason we always have an issue with synchronizing.
It's like I have 3 versions of this plugin on my computer, and whatever one I put in the project, like these guys always bounce back like, Adam, it says that it's using the wrong plugin. The plugin's missing. Use the other one. Like, I don't know which one's.
Oh my god. I know, it's always those little things that are just
the little headaches.
Oh my god.
And it's not like you can just bounce the track to wave. It's like, what if someone needs to change something? Then it's permanent. So.
Oh my goodness. That's the little stuff you don't even think of, when creating with the other people and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like stuff in that pack. It's small, but you definitely notice it.
All right. So our last one from Discord here is from Neon Centipede, AUW. They want to know, when are you going to release some stems for a remix competition?
Ooh.
Yeah, wow.
I don't know.
That's the real
answer.
Like,
no one's ever asked us that.
How about this, AEW? As soon as somebody gives us a couple of tracks suggestions they'd like to read.
oh, there you go, guys. Go follow Vulkari and give him suggestions of tracks you want to hear some remixes of.
Maybe you got to send, 1 or 2.
Oh, snap.
There you go.
BoySafe said he'd give it a shot.
Yeah, well, I know AUW loves his remixes too.
Oh, yeah.
He does love his remixes. And he did have to step out a little earlier, and it reminds me, he wanted me to let you guys know that he's going to be spinning one of your tracks tomorrow night in London during his DJ set.
Yeah.
So he did want you guys to know.
Thank you, AEW.
AEW is a retro synth pro, and we have talked about doing a remix, email going, but he's also going to do the very first Inspirations compilation. So keep
wow, hell yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome, man. That's
very
awesome.
Cool. I know. I love seeing everyone collabing and stuff. That's awesome.
Hell yeah, dude. You guys are going international.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So chat, if you guys got any questions, we are now open for chat questions. So, we'll keep it open for a couple minutes here. Drop your questions all up in there, guys. Shoot your shot. Ask these guys what's up.
This is your chance right here, live. You're right here.
This is your time. The time is nigh.
Oh, wait, what's this from Base8? File names, structure or non-structure?
Oh.
Depends on you. It's like color coding patterns. Are you going to color code patterns or you're not going to color?
Sometimes when we're good, we'll do it. We'll color code and everything and like make a really organized project file. Sometimes it's just like you'll have like the drum beat up here at the top, and then I just put it at the bottom for some reason too. I can put it wherever I want. It's a mess.
If you want to know about file names, we'll really geek out. We focus more on folder structure in the shared drive than what the file name is. So if it's a project that's Brain's idea, Adam's idea, and that's who That's how far it's made it in the process. If it's in our band, it's a combined idea. And that's about as much as we can do. Then we actually use Trello, the online like project management system, to like organize our album. So like we can set up the track list in Trello cards. We can track the progress of each project in Trello, and we can have links in there and whatever art, whatever. So yeah, we managed.
Yeah, we would not have that management system if we weren't for John.
Hell yeah.
There's a method to the chaos.
Hey, you gotta have somebody's got to be the conductor, man.
That's
you know,
true.
somebody's got to help everybody stay in single file.
Yes.
You know, I can get lost.
I used to name all my progress a certain way. With like, I would, instead of like month, day, year, I would put year, month, day. Yeah. So when it's in alphabetical order, it's sorted correctly and it makes sense. But lately, I don't really do that. I just, like I was saying earlier, I just like name the projects with and use like the folder system.
Hey, whatever works. That's good. All right. So, someone else here in the chat wants to know, what is each of your favorite VST, hands down?
Adam, you go.
Guitar rig. It's definitely the one I use a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the one I use. Guitar rig. I guess I use like analog dream, which is like a big library for Contact. I checked that
That's
out
a good
recently.
one.
It has some pretty cool sounds.
Yeah.
And I actually like. I can never remember how to pronounce it, but like the 3 effects, it's like one of the default plugins in FL Studio. It's a really simple sound, but I feel like it's the one I understand the most. It's like the one that I can control because it's simple and I understand.
What about UH?
UH?
It has another name. I forget the name.
Tyrell.
Tyrell.
Yeah, or that's a cool one. That's a cool one. Yeah.
Which one was that?
Tyrell.
Tyrell. It's a free VST. Another really good free one is it's like I think it's like SQ8L.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it emulates like I don't remember the exact synth that it emulates. It's amazing. A bunch of amazing sounds. That one speaks in quite a few tracks.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Bass Ape saying a Tyrell was an old school synth.
That sounds right.
So he believes. Yeah. Okay.
It's got some old school synth sounds, and it's pretty easy to mess around with too.
So I'm a noob, but I'm in love with Citrus. There's so much you can do with it, and I have a lot to learn, but there's so much control you can have over the sound and the layers. Even beyond awesome, just the layers. I'm fascinated by Citrus.
Yeah, well, I have 2 favorite synths, although I'm hesitant to call one a VST because I'm pretty sure it only exclusively works in Fruity Loops, or FL Studio as it's called now. So you can tell FL Studio when
you've been using it for a minute. Yep.
To have it. So the first one is Massive. I make almost all of my synth sounds in Massive exclusively. And everybody, I catch flack because they're like, it's so old, and you could use like all these new synths, and they're so much better, and there's Massive X and this and that. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's the first one I learned. I know it pretty well. It works for me, so that's what I do because I don't have to think about it. It's comforting. It's just I'm comfortable with it, I guess. The other one, which is exclusive to FL Studio, is Poison. I'm fairly certain it's exclusive to FL Studio, but it's this little synth, and it doesn't have a ton of controls, but every single sound you make out of it is super fat. Like when you guys interviewed me a month ago, I was talking about like how the bass sounds in it.
Yeah.
And that's because the bass sounds are just super fat, and like when it's plucky, it's plucky. And when it's like super drawn out, it's super drawn out. It's just so nice. And you do a lot with that. So those are my 2 big ones. Other than that, I do like the VST Synth 1 quite a bit. Although I'm less experienced with that one, I use a lot of the presets that come with it because there are like thousands available for free. And yeah, I like Vital, but I don't use that one as much because I'm more comfortable with Massive. But
Okay.
those are mine. Yeah.
Rain is like a total like synth lord. Like he knows. Like I kind of some stuff. You know, I can find a preset I like, and I can tweak it, and make it, you know what I want. But you know, I'll be like, hey, Rain, I was singing this one song. I really like the sound, and he'll be like, yeah, I just made it master for it. Here you go. I'm like, what?
It's like, oh.
It's a wizard. Yeah. Like, so if you want to start a synthwave band, you should join up with the Cyborg, like, because he has this library of massive presets, and they're amazing. And he's like, oh, you're my band. Here's my zip. Here's all the, like, he's got like 100 different, and they're all labeled and organized. And
doesn't surprise me at all.
It's like, we have so many sounds on our tracks that are just massive presets from Rain Resident Project. So, yeah.
Damn, you need
That's
to like,
awesome.
yeah, you need to like
You need to
make some like
share
preset
'em for-
packs
share 'em
and
for
stuff.
the
Like
world,
sell
man.
some preset packs, yo.
It's going to sell them as NFTs. And
Yeah.
NFTs.
Hey, that's where the money's at, I guess. So
Hey,
yeah,
man.
And you want the synth buck sound? It's just like $230.
Building up Res Corp.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Funding Res Corp.
Well, you can't fault a cyborg for making synth
No. Absolutely
NFTs.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the
it's
natural
really-
progression.
You can just jack in and it just does it.
it's convenient.
Well, and actually, that brings us to our last question here in chat. Why don't you all wear masks or have a
Who says we
persona?
Oh,
don't we all wear masks?
damn.
You know, a bunch of
I was
guys,
Getting deep in shit, getting all deep.
Yes.
a bunch of answers flitted through my head, like we're not a school strain, or you know, we never got around to it. But the real answer is because Adam and I are boring dads who have kids, and our kids are like our number one fans. Yeah. And so we don't want to scare. Yeah.
Or they would just think you're like the coolest dads ever. Like,
That's
my dad's a cyborg,
That is
so
cool.
you know.
And you talk a lot about Mr. Rain. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool, though, man. That's awesome.
That
Like,
is
what
awesome.
do you eat,
No,
dude?
and that's very wholesome too. That's
Hell
very
yeah.
cool.
Hell yeah. It's all about the family.
Oh
man.
shit, we got FL Studio gang up in here. We are Ableton people ourselves. So FL Studio, we're like different language.
Yep.
I remember playing on FL Studio when it was Fruity Loops like 2.0, and it was
Oh,
just
yeah.
little blocks that you could do. There wasn't even a piano roll.
So
So-
I started the Fruity Loops version 6, and I was like 7 or 8.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Well, you guys,
It's been an awesome time.
yeah,
man.
this has been so much fun. And I'm so happy that you gave me the inspiration to have this awesome passion fruit LaCroix today because it's so delicious. This is actually the first time I've had this flavor too. He brought it home
Oh,
and I was
really? I
like,
didn't know
ooh.
that. I just grabbed
I'll
it.
tell you what. Tried the key lime. That's like my favorite.
It's hilarious. I was between
Tangerine.
that and that.
Oh, well,
Maple mousse.
I'm not a grapefruit person myself.
Mm.
I have to admit, I told him any flavor but that one because I can't do grapefruit. I like the can, and I've bought it before by accident, thinking it was something totally different, and then I drink it, and I'm like, oh no, I made a mistake.
Well, if I could just make one more shameless plug, we have a really cool website that Adam designed for us, Vulkari64.com, and we'd love for you guys to check it out. We've got a little bit of merch. We got some Vulkari
Yes.
64 t-shirt,
Oh, hell
various
yeah.
colors. We've got onesies for any baby lovers out there. We're working on getting adult size onesies, and the vinyl stickers are legit.
They're very nice. Yeah, we're gonna be snagging one of those onesies very, very, very soon.
Yeah, let's drop the link in the chat for you guys. We're gonna drop the link in the chat so you can get to their website.
Yep, it's right. It's actually right there in the chat.
Awesome. So yeah, guys, definitely jump in there, dude. Support these guys. Is it like a hub where they can find all their information and everything? Awesome, guys. So there you go.
Got some merch, like link to Spotify, YouTube Music, YouTube, SoundCloud, everything is there. So
perfect.
Awesome.
So there you go. It's right there in the chat. Vulkari64.com. Find yourself some badass merch. And one thing that we always say, along with bumping an artist's music that you appreciate, another huge way to support them is buying their merch. Streaming, I think buying one t-shirt is as much as like 3,000 streams of a person's song or something crazy.
Yep.
The math is crazy. So if you really want to support these guys and you want to see them continue to make the art that they create, please consider, buying some of that merch. And it's just cool as shit anyway.
Hell yeah, man.
Their
we're gonna definitely
cool.
be getting a onesie.
We're so getting, I cannot
we
wait.
Be rocking that. Come on now.
I cannot
Our baby's
wait.
gonna be rocking in style.
Oh my God. And that's gonna be her first little synthwave onesie. Like I'm like, oh, that makes me so happy.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely send you guys pictures once once it's actually on her. We will definitely send you guys some pictures. And and of course, if anyone here in the chat, if you're buying some of their merch, tag them. Send them your pictures. Show yourself
up on
rocking that
Instagram,
shit.
Facebook, flash that all around, guys. For real, man. It's another way that you can help support these guys and keep this going, man. I mean, this is just the beginning, and I'd love to see what you guys do from here, man. We want you guys around as long as possible.
Thanks.
So guys, please go and support these guys, man.
We even have a new fanny pack.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell
No.
yes.
Yeah.
Come
You
on.
just sold me.
Those are coming back, man. Like
Yeah,
the 90s fashion
never
is
left
coming
for
back,
me.
man. I'm telling you.
I have a collection
Yo.
of fanny packs. I'm not even
lying.
kidding.
Not even
I
lying.
love fucking fanny packs. Yo, I am all over that
Hell
shit.
yeah.
That is awesome. Well, you guys, thank you so much for talking to us today, for sharing your art with us, and just being so cool, and just for creating your art. We appreciate it. You're definitely enhancing the world and the music world with what you create. So it's really, really cool what you guys do.
And Max, you guys really represent the core of this community, and your enthusiasm for the art is tremendous. The way you guys support your own fan base and the support of the artists and you guys, it's really remarkable. You do an awesome job, and you make some really great art yourself. So we're just really honored to be associated with you guys, and happy to be here today.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you
guys.
guys, man. Thank you guys.
You're gonna make a pregnant lady like tear up.
Yeah, it's just so cool, man. That we've finally been able to talk and hang out, because you guys have been with us from the beginning, and finally getting to rap about all this. It's really cool, man.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for the times when we have like who knows, maybe an Outworld show one day, and we can get all these people in one place. I mean,
smuggle you
never
into
know
our
what could
studio.
you never know what could happen, man.
Yeah.
New Jersey's not that far from Maine, right? Come on.
Yeah, right. I mean, hey,
Just saying.
never
If you're
know.
maybe driving 2 hours or more to get anywhere, anyways, it's like get to the grocery store to get to things.
Yeah. Yeah, we got some good cheesesteaks. We got some good music. We'll show you guys a good time. All right. So this has been Vulkari64. You guys, please follow and support these guys. Keep their art around. Support it. Show them love. Thank you guys. It's been awesome.
Hell yeah.
And we will definitely talk soon.
All right, you guys have a great night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too. Thank
Good
you.
night.
All right.
Oh, man. So happy we were finally able to do that.
Yeah,
dude.
man, that was awesome.
Oh, that was so
awesome.
cool.
That was a really, really awesome time, man. There's just
So
some cool
cool.
guys. Hey, everybody, thank you so much for watching.
And if you did like what you just saw, please help us out by liking and subscribing to our channel for more music and synth reviews. And as of 2022, we are officially on Patreon, so you can help support us, help this grow, You get access to exclusive behind the scenes, some doll-less tips and tricks, and some sample packs that we have in the works.
Yeah, there's a lot more coming soon, guys, so please hit that link, all right? We'll see you guys next time.